Alright class, I have a lot of noise in the background. Of course, I don't know whether or not you might hear it or not, but I decided to show you all yet another tutorial about joining a computer to a domain. Here I have two virtual machines on my computer. I have Windows 2008 R1 server installed, and I have on this side here Windows Vista, which ideally is the intelligent client for Windows 2008. Now, if you notice my network setting here, there is no error in it. In terms of, I have set up an IP address, which I'm going to show you all in a little bit on both sides. I have an IP address set up here, and I have an IP address, and you can see on both sides there is no error showing up. So let me just go ahead and capture inside here and double click in the network control panel, which all this here have to be done first. So I'm going to go to Network Sharing Center, and I'm going to notice that this MAT overall domain is actually showing up on my particular virtual machine. So I'm going to go to set up a, well, not set up a network connection, but manage network connections, and I'm going to double click on the MAT overall or the local area network. I'm going to go to details, and you would notice I have set this IP address in the class C as 255.255 subnet mask, I should say, and I have assigned an IPv4 address of 192.168.0.1. Alright, and what I've also did is that in also my network settings, I have turned network discovery on. I've also selected file sharing on and public folder sharing on as well. And I just leave everything else at the default, except what I did is just take out password protected sharing, which you're going to see when I go over to this next virtual machine. So I'm going to just jump out of this virtual machine for the hour. I'm going to come back here now in this other virtual environment, and what I'm going to do is to show you the IP address of this one here. So I'm going to go to network sharing, and again you would see network discovery is on, password protected sharing is off, and you're going to see network 2 here because it hasn't joined the domain as yet. Alright, what else I'm going to show you all is actually to manage the network connection. I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to show you the IP address of this particular machine with a default gateway and a DNS server that is pointing back to the server 2008 server itself. Now, I'm always giving a little trouble here, so I'm just going to go to properties, and I'm actually going to select the IPv4, and I didn't select IPv6 because I'm using IPv4, and you can see that I assigned this network address as a .2 with a default gateway as .1 and a DNS server as .1. Alright, so I have both the DNS server and the default gateway as one particular machine. So I'm going to come back out of here. In fact, let me just go back in here first and just like click all these boxes so you could actually see my settings here. I'm actually seeing my server computer on this side here, and I'm actually seeing my PC here, which is what you would really need to see when you before you set up or you add anything to the domain. So what is happening here is a password is actually asking the user of this computer here to actually to get onto the server side of the computer. So again, let me just come back out, and I'm going again over here. I'm going to capture, and I'm going to close down this box here, and you're going to see again both Andre and server Andre is showing up here. I'm going to double click on PC Andre, and then again they're still asking for a specific connection password here again. What I want to do is to take this PC Andre here and join it to this domain MAT overall. But before I do that, I am going to show you the devices that I use. So I came down here in network adapter, and you would notice that I use the host only adapter that is attached, VirtualBox host only Ethernet adapter in this case here, an Intel Pro empty desktop adapter type as a virtual adapter that I did here, and I did the same thing in this end here. I'm just going to maximize here a little bit to show you the devices, and I take the network adapter at the same time to show it up here. So just to make sure that at least we're on the same page in selecting the adapter. Some of you all may have problems in terms of getting the two machines to connect, but what happens is that the network adapter is the thing that you may have to play up with a little bit in the virtual environment. So you could probably try bridge connections or so on or whatever. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my server side because I want to go to my system, and I want to select change setting, because what I want to do is to highlight the domain that I want, in this case here, mat overall. So I could highlight this domain like this, and I could copy and paste. I'm not sure if it is going to hold, but I'm going to leave it like this, which I'm not going to copy and paste. I'm going to type it over on the side here. I'm going to come over here now, and I'm going to go to my control panel in this case here. And in fact, what I could do is probably just right click here anywhere in this area to go to system. And what I'm going to do now is to take this Android workstation, change it, and actually make Android join the mat overall domain. So I'm going to type it, mat overall. And what I'm going to do now is to select OK and wait for directory services. My username and password is going to come up here, so I'm going to type the administrative account. Administrator of that domain, and then I'm going to type the password. To join this domain, I'm going to click OK. I'm going to wait for all this authentication to take place. So you can see now the sign is showing up, welcome to the mat overall domain. Alright, so I'm going to click OK. Now they're going to ask me to restart the machine, so exactly I'm going to do, and I'm going to restart it now. And what I'm going to do is just to come across on this side here, and you want to see is my virtual box is shutting down and restarting. And I'm going to just capture inside here to switch to user. I'm going to select the option other user, and what I did is I typed the domain first, mat overall, because I really want to log on to the domain. Put a slash, this slash it would be, and then I type the administrative account that is on the server, and then I type the password, capital P at SSWORD. Right, to log on actually onto the domain. Alright, so here it is that I have actually joined mat overall to the domain. And if I go to my computer and I right click and I go to properties, you will see the system properties coming up, and you would see that mat overall has joined the domain. In terms of, I mean, sorry, not mat overall, PC Android have joined the domain mat overall. So our next lesson, we're going to be touching on roaming user profiles and so on. We're going to be discussing all those things. We also going to be looking at doing some well, home folder locations as well as mandatory roaming profiles. So I guess all you just need to do at this point in time is to subscribe to my channel.